There are many of us that are successful at business, right? We've got the house, we've got the career, we've got the car, we've got the success. There's like something missing, right? We get to that point where we're like, is this it? Is this the thing? Something's missing. So that was where I was in life. I'm like, there's got to be more. There's got to be something else, like something is missing.
So we are getting so close to Christmas. I'm having so much fun. Today has been an absolute blast. This is the Utah Business Spotlight. I'm your host, Peter Anthony. We are ready to rock out one of my a newer, but really dear friend, my friend Kate Strong. And you have to learn about My Strong World. It is just incredible what she's doing and how she's taken this new step to coaching and this integrative path between what's fresh and new, but still ancient, and what's necessary and understanding to integrate these ideas and philosophies into a world that you can manage and succeed. It's really cool. She's going to give us some alternative insights that I can't wait to learn about and can't wait to discuss. And she's perhaps one of the coolest ladies in Utah. She's done it all. She's been the CEO of marketing companies, but right now she's one of the top coaches in Utah, and I'm excited to have her on. Kate, welcome.
Thank you, Peter. Thanks for having me. It's good to be here.
It's great, man. And it's great. You know, my wife, I think, was telling you she has a Southern accent, and I can hear that Southern in you. And that's my favorite accent in the whole world. So welcome, man. So tell us a little about your coaching now, but I know you were a C-suite executive most of your career. And now you've made this, and there are many people like your coaching company is crushing, right? But a lot of coaches don't crush. So we're going to talk about some things that are helping you absolutely dominate, maybe where you can go further, right? Because, you know, we both are from marketing backgrounds. And then why do people what are the problems that you're solving, and why should the world care, especially people in Utah, right? And people in Utah need a lot of coaching. Right?
I think we all do.
I think we all do too, man. Yeah. I love having coaches. So share with me, what was the inspiration to start this new journey? Because people are interested. They're interested in how do I move or transition from a C-suite to a solopreneur with help, obviously, but to a smaller, intimate company that serves a smaller, more intimate number of people. How do you do that?
You know, it's really my own journey and my own experience in life, taking the things that I was learning about how to be the best version of myself, knowing that whatever's happening in here is affecting my business as well. It's affecting how I parent my children. It's affecting how I show up in my relationships. There are many of us that are successful at business, right? We've got the house, we've got the career, we've got the car, we've got the success. There's like something missing, right? We get to that point where we're like, is this it? Is this the thing? Something's missing. So that was where I was in life. I'm like, there's got to be more. There's got to be something else, like something is missing.
And when you went on that journey and you were figuring out what was missing, first you identified that something's missing. Mm-hmm. You know, so did that help you disconnect from the success, that the success was not enough to define you, that being a strong mother wasn't enough to define you, that being in great shape wasn't enough to define you, that maybe even being in a good marriage certainly wasn't enough to define you? And then on this journey, did you find out what was enough?
I did. What was interesting, Peter, is what I realized is that I kept seeking things outside of myself. Everything was like something that I was trying to get, right? That level of success. And no matter where I got, it wasn't scratching the itch. It wasn't like giving me the thing. So what I did is I turned it within, and I started looking inside of myself to ask myself, instead of everyone else who I thought had the answers, I started asking Kate Strong, who am I? What do I really want? What lights me up?
Mm. And those questions now and that components of that journey you've refined so
Absolutely.
that I could take the journey, or she can take the journey, or he can take the journey,
Yeah.
and we can start to answer those questions in a deeper way. I love that the idea. I'm such a huge proponent of understanding that I heard this great quote, and I'm probably repeating it on almost every podcast, but it's simple. When you're born, you look like your parents. When you die, you look like your decisions.
Mm.
And I've just been contemplating that, because we are the sum of our decisions. We're reflective of those decisions. If we're unhappy or unfulfilled, it's because we haven't been feeding ourselves the right manna, right?
Mm-hmm.
We just haven't been, and we might not have ever found it. I find, I've been in the coaching world, and I've been a coach since the 80s. So I've created thousands of coaching programs. And when you walk inside, Bad Bet and you walk inside of our studios, you can easily see my pictures with every single guru, because they've all been my clients. They've all shown up, because even the gurus don't do what you do, which is interesting, right?
It is interesting. I believe we're the problem, but we're also the solution. And the more we learn about ourselves and the more we know ourselves, we can really accept who we are and quit trying to feel like we need to fix things. I don't think anyone's broken. I believe that it's just learning about ourselves and knowing ourselves better so that we can utilize our strengths. We can also notice, what are my blind spots? What are my sabotaging behaviors? How do I perceive the world based off my childhood experience? Quit making excuses and see clearly. So I created something over time. It's called the Clarity Code, and I use it with every client. And it's very specific for each person. It's your energy. It's how your psychology works, how you perceive the world. It's what motivates you. They're your patterns, your behaviors, and there's no one size fits all. Everyone has their own unique blueprint. And when we understand what that blueprint is, then as a coach, I can start working with you and know about you before we ever get into a space where you've told me anything.
So interesting. You started off this part of the question with, I believe we are the solution and we are the problem. And the problem becomes fixed. If we are the solution, then by definition, we just have to apply our own solution, and then the problem goes away.
Absolutely. And it's about knowing ourselves and knowing ourselves better than anyone else. We're grabby. We're asking everyone else, what do you think I should do? How do you think I should do it? What's your opinion? Well, someone's already done it that way.
Yeah.
That's what they believe. And so I believe that that's where some of that lack of fulfillment comes from. It's like, well, I hired the coach. I hired the marketing company. I got the business down. I've done all these things, but like, what's missing? And what's missing is the core essence of who we are, who we be, the purpose that we came here to live. And when we can tap into that and learn what that is, confidence is built, empowerment, clarity, focus, fulfillment, satisfaction, all of the things that we're truly seeking in our lives.
It's interesting, right? I'm going to apply that to marketing, because as I'm listening to you, we've had tens of thousands of clients over the last 30 years. And the most interesting part, whether I'm on stage or I'm in the boardroom, is the reason. I'm going to tell you all right now. Here's the reason your marketing will fail, because you're not committed to the marketing. The marketing has to be a reflection of the vision. And if you don't own the vision, you can't own the marketing. That's how I see it. And what you're saying is, because I've created this path to give you clarity about who you are and why you do what you do and how you can do more of these great things, right? That's marketing. I mean, that's how you market. It's like, here's what you do. Here's why you do it. Here's why it's great. Here's why everybody should want it and needs it. And then here's the path to get it. And now if if I am a champion of that line of thinking as the provider of that solution, I need to be the evangelist. I need to start the evangelism program. I need to believe it so deeply, I need to be so connected with it that it doesn't matter what I put out, it's going to win because the right people will see it. Does that make sense?
Exactly. It's like the belief, like you know what you know. I was at lunch with someone today and she said, Kate, when do you get the conviction that you have? How do I get that? Right?
People always ask, right?
Of course.
How are you so passionate? Could you just do this for me? Right? They say, so what was your answer?
It's an inside job.
It's an inside.
No one can do
Are
it
you
for
Italian?
you. I mean, yeah. Actually, I'm from Sicily. Yeah.
Nice. I love
So
it.
we get this. It's an inside job. But again, that's why it's so important to know yourself, truly know yourself, your strengths, your superpowers, what lights you up, what fuels you, because that is the thing that when no one else is around and no one else is there to answer the question for you or to light that fire within you, you do it. I call it turn on.
I love it. I love it. So the next question people might ask is, how do I discover that?
Mm-hmm.
And notice I use the word discover it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because discover it presupposes it exists within you already.
Absolutely. It's our design. It's who we are.
Yeah.
So the Clarity Code is what I have created, and it consists of 5 different assessments. And we use all of those to create that first. Second, in the coaching process and in the program, we bring in psilocybin. And that unlocks neural pathways and changes all of that behavior, all of those problems, those things that it feels like we're just stuck in a rut and we can't get through it. It opens that up. I call it the aha moment. It's the clarity. So it's the psilocybin with the neuroplasticity and opening the mind. And you bring that into all of these things in the Clarity Code that we know about ourselves. And then you apply that into your daily life. And it doesn't just become a book that you read or a podcast that you listened to or someone that you heard speaking on stage. Instead, it becomes your own information with more clarity around that, and then applying it into your relationships, into your career, into your daily life so that it becomes real and tangible. And this is where transformation happens in people's lives.
I love that. And I love when I'm watching people transform. I know so many people that you've coached that are doing absolutely ridiculous, that you've just unlocked it and are moving forward at a very high pace, right? Because it's like almost, I feel like, they were being pulled back. But if this is your beliefs, your convictions, and your understanding, and it's a rubber band, and you're standing in the center, you're pulling yourself back, trying to get to the safety zone where you don't have to do. But as soon as you let go, your velocity is incredible. We see a lot of this with. I'm a big proponent of Joe Dispenza. I don't know if you know him.
Studied under him.
Yeah,
Dr. Joe.
He's an incredible man. I've known him for decades. I've been following his work. It's interesting because the transformation comes from within, right? And it's that which you visualize. So often people are looking for the instruction manual when all they have to do is dive into the imagination manual.
Absolutely.
Your imagination will fill in all the blanks. Like, just see yourself successful. And we see it all the time. It's like, okay, cool. Like when we were working with Jay Shetty, he went from concept to completion in 9 months, 10 months. And what was interesting about that journey that I got to experience with Jay, what was interesting about it was he just was, one of the great things I can say about Jay is he was clear, like complete clarity. Peter Anthony, I love and respect you. Here's what's going to happen because I see it. I'm going to move from London to LA. He was staying in New York for a bit, but he was I'm going to live in LA. I'm going to live in this spot. This is how it's going to go down. I'm going to say these things. I'm going to build this idea. And he had so much clarity. I think that's clearly from his understanding of meditation. Do you integrate meditation into what you're doing?
Absolutely. I love Dr. Joe Dispenza and Jay, Think Like a Monk. I believe if we can master our minds, we can truly master our lives. And knowing how to get this mind chatter to slow down and stop, because the subconscious has two functions. The first is to keep you safe. The second is to prove you right. And if we're always in safety and then validating our past, these traumatic experiences, or I should have known better, or I'm too much, or I'm not enough, or whatever this is, that's the default programming. Dr. Joe Dispenza says we think 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day, 90% are the same. So if that's the default, we have to be really proactive in quieting the mind and getting it to be quiet, not criticizing ourselves and creating more of that. But the meditation and the silencing is really incredible. I have 3 different types of meditation that I use as tools with myself and with clients. There's a silent meditation, right, where you just get the noise to stop. I just need to push reset and start over. There's the visualization meditation, which you talked about, of like envisioning like what's possible and seeing yourself living the life. And then you become the energy that you want to attract, and you truly magnetize those things into your life.
That one's my favorite.
That one. And then there's the guided meditation, which I really like at night when I'm going to sleep, which is, can you just talk me down and help me relax and get into a place? Right. But we use these different types of meditation and these different tools. So absolutely 100%. I am a big believer, and there are 4 bodies. I'm not just Kate. You're not just you. We are our mind, we are our body, we are our emotional body, and we are a spiritual body. And when we can practice showing up in all 4 of those bodies every single day, we come back to alignment. And that's when we magnetize and attract and get what we want in life. These are all tools that I teach in my coaching program. I'm coaching regularly with clients. We bring in the psilocybin for the aha moment, and then we bring the coaching back in to apply those things and truly transform our lives. Lots of tools. There's a lot there.
I love it, man. And it creates, like you said, it's clarity.
Yeah. Clarity creates confidence.
And confidence creates results.
Absolutely.
Right? Confidence is the contagion that the world must see. When you're not confident, you're not in an alignment, and you're not in an attraction. No one's attracted to somebody who's not confident.
Never. Turn off.
And there's such a high level of confidence. I remember when I was very young, I did some amazing things in my life. One of them was just starting companies that people would never think were possible. But I had so much confidence that they saw it almost as arrogance. I was like, I'm not being arrogant. I just know. I live in the know. I know this is how this is. And this is what this is becoming. And then I just wake up every morning and do the thing that leads me to the result. And one of the things I share, I'd like your thoughts on it. I don't believe in discipline. Mm-hmm. Because discipline, it predicates that you don't want to do it. And why would I do something that I don't want to do and force myself to do it? I believe that no discipline is necessary to do the things we love and we're in alignment and are passionate about. You never have to wake me up early. I wake up without an alarm clock every day between 4:30 and 5:05. Every single day, no matter where I am in the world, so I can attack the day because I love the day. Now, my friends say to me, oh my gosh, that you've got so much discipline. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't have any discipline. I'm having fun. It's like if I'm going to, my kids don't need discipline to run when they're in Disneyland. What are your thoughts?
The first thing I thought is discipline versus desire.
Yes.
What I hear you saying is there's a desire. It's like the thing that you desire.
Yeah.
It's coming from within.
Right. I remember in Pumping Iron, Arnold Schwarzenegger said something. It's a little cheeky, so if you guys don't like it, turn it off now. This isn't designed for me to be nice. But he said, he's like, every day I do my workout and I'm pumping my arms. And it's like, and then I get that pump and then I go a little further and I get more blood in the muscle and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. and I do it until I feel like I've had an orgasm. So every day I get to orgasm multiple times. And he's like, but that's how he felt about training. He felt orgasmic while he was building his body. That's how he stayed in it so long. And he won so many championships because there was no discipline necessary. That was who he was. And what I'm hearing you share is, I'm going to help you unlock your personal desire to become that which you were born to be.
Yes. And you're going to have fun and enjoy it while you're doing it. People are unsatisfied because they're in discipline and they're checking off the boxes and wondering, why don't I feel a certain way? It's because it's not coming from the fire, from the belly, the desire within.
Discipline sucks.
Yeah.
Right. But I think you need consistency. I'm not replacing the idea of discipline. I'm replacing the definition, and I'm replacing it with desire. If I desire something, I'm going to wake up early every day to get it. Right. And if I know that I get it every morning, I'm going to want more.
Yeah.
I'm going to wake up earlier. I'm going to go get myself some more.
Yeah. I think I hear you talking about there's a different texture of energy behind it, right? Yeah. It's a have to versus I get to.
Yes. I love it, man. Man, we went long. I thought we were going to be on for like 12 minutes. It's like 30 minutes. I could talk to you for days. You need to find Kate Strong. How can they find you?
They can find me on Kate Strong World Instagram. You can get on my website, mystrongworld.com. Message me. I'm the one in my DMs. I'm the one that's going to get the email. So hit me up.
Anybody who tries to hit her is going to deal with you. But find her, Kate Strong. She is the coach for Utah, taking people to the next level, men and women, I imagine.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So she doesn't, she's not prejudiced. She's going to help you all. All right, Kate, thank you so much for finding time to be with us. And I hope you can come back again. I'd love to have you speak at one of our events here at Club Social. And we do events every Wednesday. So I'd love to get you on stage talking about alignment and passion. And I can't wait to see you just perform.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you so much. It's good to see you guys. Like, subscribe, share. This is the Utah Business Spotlight. I'm your host, Peter Anthony. I'll see you in a few.